MCA. Fourth MCA, last photograph of this morning session. Fourth semester MCA students.
ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲೆರಡು ಕ್ಲಾಸು ಮಾಸ್ ಬಂಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್, ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಕೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣೆ. ರಿವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗೋದು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ನನ್ನಾಡೆ. ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲೆರಡು ಕ್ಲಾಸು ಮಾಸ್ ಬಂಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್, ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಕೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣೆ. ರಿವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗೋದು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ನನ್ನಾಡೆ. ದಮ್ದರೆ 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 ದಮ್ದ ದಮ್ದರೆ ದಮ್ದರೆ ದರೆ ದಮ್ ದಮ್ ದಮ್.
This is the last photograph. We stop the photo session. We'll have it after the event.
ಬರಿ ಗುರುತುಗಳೇ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮಿನ ಬೆಂಚಲ್ಲಿ, ಕಾರಿಡಾರ್ ವಾಲಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಾನವಿ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಕತೆ ಪುಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನದೊಂದೇ ಹೆಸರಿದೆ. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಜಗಳ ಕಾಮನ್ ಅಲ್ಲವೇ. ಕಾಂಪ್ರೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತರಿದುಕೋ, ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬಲವಿದೆ. ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಕಾಸಿಗೊಂದೆರಡು ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಕು ನೀನು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಲೈಫ್ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕು, ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈಟ್ ಒಂದು ಬರೆದಾಕು. ದಮ್ದರೆ 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 ದಮ್ದ ದಮ್ದರೆ ದಮ್ದರೆ ದರೆ ದಮ್ ದಮ್ ದಮ್.
Thank you MCA. Last photo. MTech machine design mechanical. Last photo MTech machine design mechanical. Please come. Last one.
ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲೆರಡು ಕ್ಲಾಸು ಮಾಸ್ ಬಂಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್, ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಕೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣೆ. ರಿವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು
Last photo.
ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗೋದು
MTech machine
ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ
design mechanical. We will have group photo after the event during the cultural program.
ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್, ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಕೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣೆ. ರಿವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗೋದು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ನನ್ನಾಡೆ. ದಮ್ದರೆ 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 ದಮ್ದ ದಮ್ದರೆ ದಮ್ದರೆ ದರೆ ದಮ್ ದಮ್ ದಮ್.
Thank you, one and all.
ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಕತೆ ಪುಟದಲ್ಲಿ
All the students, please, you can take the photography after the function. Please be seated. Students, those who are standing, please be seated. Students who are outside the auditorium, please come in fast. The function is going to start within a few minutes. All the students, please come inside the auditorium. Function will start within few minutes. Students who are taking the photos, please continue afterwards. Come and occupy the chairs. Students, get in please. You can take the photographs after the function. The doors will be closed once the function starts. Please occupy the chairs. Students, it's a request. Please come and occupy the chairs. The doors will be closed once the function starts. Please come and occupy the chairs. Students, it's already time. Students, the guests are arriving. Afterwards, doors will be closed. You will be outside the auditorium. Please come and occupy the chairs. All the students, please occupy the chairs immediately. Those who are standing backside, please occupy the chairs. Hello. All are requested to take your seats, please. Those who are standing backside, please occupy the chairs. The guests have arrived. Students who are standing backside, having the welcome drink, please be seated. Please stop the music. Dear students, those who are standing backside, please occupy the chairs. We'll start the function within few minutes. All the students who are outside the auditorium, please come in.
Hello. We are about to start the program. Please be seated inside.
Very good afternoon to all of you. I am Devaki, professor from Information Science Department, batch of 1989 from Computer Science Department from the same college, and also the treasurer of NIE Alumni Association, which is shortly known as NIEAA. On behalf of all the office bearers of NIEAA, I extend a very warm welcome to the President, Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, MC members of NIE, EC members of NIEAA, principal, members of Alumni Association, faculty, staff, invitees, press and media, and last but not the least, all the outgoing students of UG and PG of 2022 batch. A very warm welcome to all of you. It has been a tradition from NIEAA to arrange the farewell function to all the outgoing students from the year 1991 and honoring few alumni who are the achievers in their own field. But due to COVID-19, it was not possible to organize this event for a couple of years, but this time the committee decided to have this function so that we can expand the network of Alumni Association with the new members. So with that note, we will start the function. I request the President of NIEAA, Dr. G.S. Suresh, who is an alumnus from the Civil Department of Engineering and a former professor from the Civil Department Engineering, to accompany the President, Dr. M.S. Ranganath, who is also presiding the function of today's farewell event. It's a great honor and opportunity for all of us to have the special chief guest amongst us, who is a strong-minded woman with focus and determination, who is none other than Her Highness Pramoda Devi Wadayar, Maharani of Mysore. Requesting the principal, Dr. Rohini Nagapadma and Dr. Vidyaraj, who is the EC member of NIEAA, to escort Madam to the stage. It's a privilege for us to have three guests of honor for today's function. Professor R.N. Iyengar, an alumnus of batch 1962 from Civil Engineering, former professor from IISc, currently working in Jain University. Professor K.S. Chandrasekhar, fondly known as Dr. KSC, who is the former professor from Mathematics Department, NIE. The young engineer, Mr. Vishad Gupta, passed out in the year 1991 from the Computer Science Department, who have achieved in their own fields. I request Dr. Mohan Ram, the Secretary of NIEAA, to bring them to the dais. I request all the dignitaries on the dais and the audience to stand up for the Mysore anthem.
कायं श्रीगौरी करुणालहरी तोयजाक्षी शङ्करीश्वरी कायं श्रीगौरी करुणालहरी तोयजाक्षी शङ्करीश्वरी वैमानिक भामार्चित कोमलकरपदे वैमानिक भामार्चित कोमलकरपदे श्रीमान्वितभूमास्पदे कामितफलदे श्रीमान्वितभूमास्पदे कामितफलदे गायौ श्रीगौरी करुणालहरी तोयजाक्षी शङ्करीश्वरी शुम्भादिमदाम्भो निधि कुम्भजनिभदेवी शुम्भादिमदाम्भो निधि कुम्भजनिभदेवी जम्बाहित सम्भाविते शाम्भवी सुभवी जम्बाहित सम्भाविते शाम्भवी सुभवी गायौ श्रीगौरी करुणालहरी तोयजाक्षी
Thank you. All of you, please be seated. With the permission of the president of today's function, we'll start the function. Sir, can we start? President, can we start? Okay, sir. Thank you. We'll start the function by seeking the blessings of Almighty through an invocation. For that, I call upon Mr. Suhas Bharadwaj, faculty from Information Science Department, to render an invocation.
सर्वानन्दमय चक्रसञ्चारिणी सर्वभूतात्मिके श्रीचक्रनायिके सर्वानन्दमय चक्रसञ्चारिणी सर्वभूतात्मिके श्रीचक्रनायिके सर्वमङ्गले श्री राजराजेश्वरी सकलभुवन जननी अम्बा सर्वमङ्गले श्री राजराजेश्वरी सकलभुवन जननी सुमेरुवासिनी सुहासिनी नलिनी रमा सरस्वती सहित उल्लासिनी सुमेरुवासिनी सुहासिनी नलिनी रमा सरस्वती सहित उल्लासिनी हिमाचलेश्वरी कुमार जननी हिमाचलेश्वरी कुमार जननी नमामि मे तव पादाम्बुजं देहि हिमाचलेश्वरी कुमार जननी नमामि मे तव पादाम्बुजं देहि सर्वमङ्गले श्री राजराजेश्वरी सकलभुवन जननी अम्बा सर्वमङ्गले श्री राजराजेश्वरी सकलभुवन जननी सकलभुवन जननी अम्बा सकलभुवन जननी. Thank you.
Thank you, Suhas, for the melodious rendition. Now I request Dr. G.S. Suresh, President of NIEAA, to welcome the gathering and also give a brief outline of the association.
Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon, friends. Yeah. Thank you. Dignitaries on dais and dignitaries of dais. It's my pleasure to deliver this welcome address in the exciting moment for the students who are passing out this year 2022. We are bidding farewell and welcoming you to our association of NIEAA, that is NIE Alumni Association. I take this opportunity to welcome our President of NIE, Dr. Rangnath, who is presiding. I welcome you on behalf of all of us here. I request Shweta to offer a bouquet to Rangnath. Thank you very much, sir. Her Highness Rajmata Pramoda Devi accepted our invitation without any hesitation. And on behalf of all of us here, I welcome you, Madam. I request Vidya Raj to offer a bouquet to Rajmata Pramoda Devi. My Guru, Professor R.N. Iyengar readily agreed to be the guest of honor, who is 1962 batch of civil engineering. He was professor in IISc, now he is in Jain University, Bangalore. I welcome you on behalf of all of us, sir. Welcome. I request Nandini to offer a bouquet to Professor Iyengar. A well-known mathematics professor of our era and also till 2015 was our Dr. KSC. Professor K.S. Chandrasekhar is well known as KSC. On behalf of all of you, I welcome KSC and I request Devaki Madam to offer a bouquet to Professor K.S. Chandrasekhar. His books are well known to all of you. We will introduce him later for those who have not seen him. Another young engineer like you who passed out in 1991 and has achieved a lot, about whom we will let you know, is Engineer Vishad Gupta, a distinguished alumni of 1991 Computer Science batch and Head Global Delivery Organization in India and Philippines at Fidelity India Services. I welcome you on behalf of NI Alumni Association and NI. We always get a good support for all our endeavors here is our principal, Rohini Nagpadma. She is also alumni of NIA ENC 1984 batch. I welcome you, madam. I request Nandini to offer a bouquet to her. Our member of society and former secretary of NI management, Sri S.L. Ramchandra is here. I welcome you on behalf of NIAA, sir. It's a very great pleasure for us to have you here. Other office bearers of NI management and also members and executive committee members, Professor Pranesh, Uday Shankar, and all other members, I welcome you to this function. It's my duty to welcome you all, the students of final year 2022 batch. A great welcome to all of you to this function. I welcome invitees and members of the press for giving a good support to all our programs. Thank you, and I welcome you again. Now it's my duty to tell the 2022 batch about the Alumni Association, which was initiated by Professor N. Krishnamurthy, whose photograph is on the left side at the bottom. He is instrumental in starting this association in 1957. This was to foster the contact with classmates and friends of NIE. After your experience, say after 5 or 6 years when you want to come back, you may not be knowing many of us, or many of your friends may be at different places. So this is the body which welcome you to your alma mater and make you to feel homely. So that's why NI Alumni Association is existing since 1957. The first and most sensible answer for NIAA existence is to bridge the gap between you and the institute and among your classmates. You may also meet your teachers who taught you. You may come here to organize your 10 years or 25 years or 50 years of celebration. We help you to make this happen. Always you can contact Alumni Association. We also intend to start a guest house of our own so that it helps our alumni to stay comfortably at Mysore when you visit Mysore after a few years of your graduation. Let us look at this AV place, about how the association was built, and have patience to go through what we are and what we have done so far. I request dignitaries to look at the TV on stage. Audio, please.
The NIE Alumni Association was started in the year 1957 by Professor N. Krishnamurthy and Professor S.R. Aprameya to develop a bond among its members. Later, Professor K. Ramamurthy and Professor T.R. Sitaram took over and are mainly responsible for developing the association with the support of NIE faculty in India and abroad. Many of our alumni hold eminent positions in the country and abroad due to the sacrifices made by our founding fathers and faculty to establish NIE as a premier institution. The NIEAA was registered during 1991 under the Registrar of Cooperative Societies, which ensured that annual AGMs were conducted, accounts were audited, and elections to office bearers would be held once in 2 years. The NIEAA celebrated its Silver Jubilee in the year 1972 and Golden Jubilee in the year 1996. To commemorate the 50th year of existence, the association organized lecture series, honored outstanding alumni, and each alumni shared their success stories to faculty, alumni, and students of NIE. During the Golden Jubilee celebrations, NIEAA also conducted workshops and organized exhibition, which was inaugurated by the then Cooperation Minister of the Government of Karnataka, Ms. Shobha Karandlaje. In 1991-1992, when Professor Aprameya was not well, the alumni voluntarily and wholeheartedly contributed more than rupees 2.5 lakhs for the medical treatment. This shows that whenever NIE was in need, their alumni have always volunteered and contributed on the occasion. This gesture of alumni also motivated members such as G.N. Rao, Doreswamy, Bapu Satyanarayana, Srinath Bhatni, Narayan Bodapati, Kusuma Rao, and others to contribute to the NIE Alumni Endowment Fund, the interest of which that is being earned is being used to give scholarships to meritorious students every year. Professor Aprameya also contributed rupees 15 lakhs from the sale of his property to NIEAA, and the interest earned is being used to sponsor the fees of poor and meritorious students. NIEAA is organizing farewell function to all the outgoing students from the year 1991, wherein the alumni who have achieved name and fame in their fields are honored. During 2015, NIEAA donated rupees 15 lakhs to NIE for establishing a digital library for the benefits of the students. The association also sponsors skill development program in NIE ITI and contributes to the students' cultural activities every year. NIEAA has chapters in Bengaluru, Bangalore, and overseas and organizes alumni meet both in Mysore and Bengaluru, the latest being in 2017, wherein more than 400 alumni attended the alumni meet, including N.R. Narayanamurthy, the founder of Infosys, wherein Padma Shri EAS Prasanna was honored.
NIE has given birth to the engineering talent in you. And that talent would not have been implanted in you if you did not go through those 5 years, or I know later on maybe 4 years of education at NIE. I did not come across a single teacher of mine who did not have 100% interest in making every one of the students better. That's why in Sanskrit we say Matra Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, and then finally Atiti Devo Bhava. So for these teachers to add value to your your children, your grandchildren, their children, please remember NIE at least once a day. It doesn't matter, it takes maybe 10 seconds. And then just ask, am I helping my mother? And the moment that thought comes to your mind, I have no doubt at all, as decent people, you will all contribute in whatever way you can.
So I came back to Mysore. Ms. Sheshappa was our principal at that time. And I went to his room and I told him, sir, I've been selected to tour West Indies. I don't know what to do because I had to miss the class. Somewhere it was in the month
This
of
is
February.
well-known
March, April.
cricketer E.S.
And that
Prasanna.
was also coming in the way of exams anyway. So Seshap, I said, oh, you have been selected to tour West Indies. Then what are you going to do? He asked me. I said, no, I have come here to seek your advice. So he was in a fix whether to say yes or no. Then, as luck would have it, we had the mentor, S.R. Apramaya, who happened to come into the principal's room and he hugged me straight away. Then he explained to Sheshapa that, look, this is an honor. He is the first Kannadiga, and more so, it is first NIA man who is going to carry your flag to overseas. At that point of time, he said, don't worry about your attendance and whatnot, we look after. And thanks to my NIE professors and all those things, because they had to help me to wade through anyway.
During 2015, management of NIE with N.R. Narayanamurthy visited USA and held interactions with alumni in Austin, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, Washington, and San Jose. More than 100 alumni participated in these events and all promised to donate liberally to NIE and NIE University. Why should you join NIEAA? The first and the most long-standing benefits are to establish contact with your classmates and your teachers. The main objective of NIEAA is to keep your friendship intact, and NIEAA bridges this gap in the form of briefing the members about the latest developments in NIE, the projects undertaken, placement initiatives, and other developments. Through our association, you can have contact with NIE and get involved in projects and have industry institute partnerships, associate with live projects, internships, scholarships, and the like. We plan to build NIEAA guest house for your stay in Mysore, and we will help in consultancy and research from the alumni expert group. Most of the buildings constructed in NIE are done by the efforts of NIE faculty and alumni who are builders. The success of our plan depends entirely on your generous gesture, and we at NIEAA appeal to you to be part of the Alumni Association as life members. This will go a long way to establish bond between NIE and alumni. Please become life members and carry the legacy of the institutions in the years to come.
So that's about what NIEAA is. You're all authorized principal to transfer rupees 250 from your cautionary deposit to NIE Alumni Association. I thank you all for that. Now you have become the members. To become the life members, our membership fees is 1,000 rupees. Today, on behalf of the executive committee, with their permission, I announce a 50% discount to all 2022 batch. Just by paying another 250 rupees, you can become today life member of association. We have made arrangements in the registration counter. You can fill up the form and pay digitally to our account and make yourself the member of NIE Alumni Association. We all wish you have a great success in your career, and we also give you our best wishes, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I hope all of you have got the good insight about NIEAA, and definitely you will be joining NIEAA to make it a big association. Now it is time to felicitate the guest of honor. I humbly request the Maharani of Mysore to felicitate the three guests of honor. The sequence goes like this. First, we'll play the AV, which depicts the achievements of the guest of honor. Then, Her Highness will felicitate the achiever, and then they will speak for few minutes to share their experiences so that they can motivate you people to follow their footsteps. I request to play the AV of R.N. Iyengar. Professor R.N. Iyengar.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is extremely elating to introduce Professor R.N. Iyengar, an alumnus of NIE 1962 Civil Engineering batch, in this esteemed moment of the day. Professor R.N. Iyengar is renowned for his contributions to earthquake engineering, random vibrations, mathematical modeling, structural dynamics, and nonlinear systems. As faculty at the Indian Institute of Science from 1969 till his retirement in 2005 as KSITC Chair Professor in Civil Engineering, Iyengar has published 200 research papers, 40 technical reports, 20 journal articles, and authored 5 books. He is Fellow of the Indian National Academy of Engineering, Indian Academy of Science, National Academy of Science, and the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation, Germany. He was the Distinguished Schmidt Chair Professor at the Florida Atlantic University, USA in 1995. He was the Director of CSIR, CBRI from 1994 to 2000, and also Raja Ramanna Fellow of Department of Atomic Energy from 2005 to 2010. After establishing the Center for Disaster Mitigation with a unique fire research lab, he is currently Distinguished ISDC Chair Professor and the Director of the Center for Ancient History and Culture at the Jain University, Bangalore. Professor R.N. Iyengar has developed a new line of study of ancient Indian heritage, combining Vedic knowledge traditions with modern methods. His findings on comets, eclipses, earthquakes, ancient geography, effect of precession, and the pole star Dhruva in Vedic literature, concept of probability in classical music, have attracted worldwide attention. He brought out the Parashara Tantra, an ancient Sanskrit treatise on astronomy and natural sciences with text, translation, and notes in 2013. Recently, he has edited Narada Shalpam, a medieval Sanskrit text on architectural civil engineering with introduction, translation, figures, and notes. He is presently critically editing Vriddha Gargiya Jyotisha, an ancient Sanskrit text on astral sciences from about 10 unpublished manuscripts. He is the recipient of the Vishweshwaraya Award for Senior Scientists of Government of Karnataka in 1996 and the Sen Memorial Lecture Award from IIT Kharagpur in 1996. The Government of India awarded the Technology Day Award 2001 for the pollution control technology in brick kilns of the Central Building Research Institute. He was honored in 2013 with the Vasvik Award for his significant contributions to structural and mechanical sciences and technology. He was honored in 2015 by the Dattapitha of Mysore with the Asthana Vidwan Award for his contributions to scientific studies in Sanskrit literature. He has been awarded Lifetime Honorary Fellowship by the Council of Vibration Scientists in 2021. It is a great honor for NIE Mysuru to have Professor R.N. Iyengar amidst us as the guest of honor.
I request Madam to felicitate him. Thank you, madam, and thank you, sir, for accepting our honor. Sir, I request sir to say a few words of his journey.
Well, dignitaries on the stage, students, teachers, friends, ladies and gentlemen, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಜ್ಜನರಿಗೆ, ಸಹೃದಯರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳು. I am overwhelmed by the emotions that are generated in today's function. Going back 60 years, when I graduated in 1962 from the same institute, obviously I become nostalgic and I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't become emotional. But Professor Aprameya, Professor Krishnamurti, Professor Ramamritam, several others, I mean, they are the ones who laid the foundation for my growth 60 years back. There is one more reason why I become emotional. Because I heard the Mysore anthem, Kayav Sri Gauri, today. I hadn't heard it for a long time. I belong to Mysore. And today, you know, it's a special occasion. As an icing to the cake, the first citizen, Maharani of Mysore, is here while I'm being felicitated. I should say that I studied in school called the Marimalappa School. Marimalappa's practicing school in the 1950s. Still the national anthem was not introduced, so we had to sing Kayav Sri Gauri Karuna Lahari. So my memory went back to that. Not only that, I studied in another institution, a very great institution, the Maharaja's Sanskrit College, opposite Mysore Palace, where, you know, my foundation on Indian culture, Sanskrit and variety of things was laid for about 5 years. So I owe so much to the city, so much to the heritage which has come through this and to this institution. So I am overwhelmed when Professor Suresh phoned me up and said that I had to come here. I was in a kind of emotion. I won't say no, but what is it? 10 years back, the 50th meeting was done of the Alumni Association. The 1962 batch met 10 years back. Professor Pranay should remember that, in the other building. And now after another 10 years, 60 years, I am being invited. So I fully well agreed and I said, whatever it is, I want to come to this city, this holy institute. He also said that I should say a few words for the outgoing students. I don't know what I can say. Already, you know, the illustrious alumni, Narayan Murthy, EAS, Prasanna. Incidentally, Prasanna was one of our batchmates. They have all said whatever has to be said. I have nothing more to say. But I would like to, apart from wishing you all the best, would only make an appeal that some of you are taking up a job, some of you are going to study further, PG. Maybe many of you would also go for research, and you will all be very successful in your future career. But one thing, please consider the heritage of engineering in this country. Please don't forget it. That is the one which pushed me after my retirement, after doing so much of other kinds of work, maybe about earthquakes, nuclear reactors, this, that, all kinds of things. There is an extraordinary heritage of engineering in this country for a long time. Just the Somanathpur temple is one such example, and there are many such examples. Whatever was the best possible in those days they have done, and it is our duty as engineers to carry this forward. Not only about structural engineering, several other engineering, water resources and all that. I am sure you have been motivated to do that by this institution and by this city. With these few words, I once again like to thank the organizers of this function, the founders of this institute, and the people who felicitated me today, and to all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor K.S. Chandrasekhar to get the felicitation and request Madam to felicitate him. AV, please, of Professor Chandrasekhar.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is extremely gratifying to introduce Dr. K.S. Chandrasekhar in this esteemed moment of the day. Dr. K.S. Chandrasekhar, popularly known as Dr. KSC, was born on the 16th of December 1953. He obtained his postgraduate degree from Bangalore University, securing second rank in 1973. He joined the Department of Mathematics in the National Institute of Engineering in the same year. He obtained his doctorate degree from Karnataka University, Dharwad in 1985. Since 1996, he has authored over 20 popular student-friendly textbooks on engineering mathematics for Mysore, Kuvempu and Vishveshwaraya Technological Universities. Dr. KSC received Rotary Datta Teachers Award in 2003 and Hoysala Award in 2008. Dr. KSC, after serving NIE Mysuru for 40 years, retired on 31st of December 2013 as a popular teacher. He is also a humble philanthropist who is associated with many orphanages, old age homes, organizations and educational institutions serving the poor and weaker section of the society to fulfill social obligations. It is a great honor for NIE Mysuru to have Dr. K.S. Chandrasekhar amidst us.
Thank you, Madam. Few words from Dr. KSC.
Om Shri Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Meshada. My salutations to Goddess Saraswati as I consider an educational institution as the temple of knowledge. I, along with my wife, were in Bangalore for the last 15 days to fulfill some family obligations. A week ago, Dr. G.S. Suresh called me and informed, rather very much requested me to be the guest of honor for today's function, which was not conducted for the past 2 or 3 years. So I very much reluctantly to come, rather had some commitments, but Suresh was so concerned and he said you should come at least for a day. Then I thought it will not be fair on my part to miss this function in an institution which I have served continuously for 40 years, that has given everything in life, including the professional status. During the entry of my service, my teaching career was molded by eminent teachers who were not only popular at NIE, they all come from Sharda Vilas and they were known in the entire city of Mysore. Professor K. Ramurthy, to whom I am very much indebted. I joined under headship and he used to always tell, strive hard for perfection. That I remember even today. He was instrumental in shaping my teaching career in NIA and motivated me to take up the authorship, which he was doing for a publication firm called Sudha Publications. Later, when I took over as the head of the Department of Mathematics in this institution, as I was the head for over 14 and odd years, that was also a very smooth sailing as I had the excellent cooperation of all my colleagues. I am very much proud to say that I have served two of my students as the principal of this institution, Dr. G.L. Shekhar and Professor G. Raghavendra Rao, and I have shared dais with Madam Rohini Nagpadma, who was also my student, is a thing to cherish in my life. I am very much indebted to this institution. Take this opportunity that this institution will grow to greater heights and wish all these young students the very best in their life and career. I am very much indebted to this institution in all walks of my life and I am very much humbly to receive this honor today. Thankful to the institution as a whole and to NIA Alumni Association in particular. Thanks one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir does not remember, even I and Vidyaraj are also students of Dr. KSC, and he is very well known for his handwriting. He writes on the board as it is like in the textbook. Such a wonderful handwriting. Thank you, sir. Now I call upon the youngest engineer, Vishad Gupta, for the felicitation. AV, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is extremely delighting to introduce Mr. Vishad Gupta in this esteemed moment of the day. Mr. Vishad Gupta, with over 30 years of experience in the IT industry, is the Senior Vice President, Head of Global Delivery Organizations, India and Philippines at Fidelity Information Services. He was brought up in Mysuru, where he did his schooling from DMS. He secured his bachelor's degree in computer science with distinction in 1991 from the National Institute of Engineering, Mysuru. He was the captain of the college basketball team in NIE, which won the overall championship of Mysuru University Intercollegiate Tournament in 1990-91. He was also part of the winning team across various disciplines of Techniques 1991. After completing his degree, Mr. Vishad Gupta worked as software engineer trainee at ADE for LCA Aircraft. Later, he worked as the head strategic and business initiatives at Tata Consultancy Services for 16 years. At TCS, he successfully served and grew the relationships for many of the Fortune 500 customers of TCS across banking, life insurance, utility and telecom domains. At TCS, he worked out of the US, Denmark and Brazil offices for over 8 years. He was the strategic group member of TCS COO organization. He helped in establishing and launching the BPO services in TCS. He played a pivotal role in winning a $847 million contract for TCS. At TCS, he grew from a software engineer to a successful business leader. He later joined Dell Services, where he was the head for global solution design for application services business. At Dell Services, he worked out of the US for 2 years and in India for 3 years. He was the applications leader for the integration of Pero systems with Dell Services. Mr. Vishad Gupta is presently the Senior Vice President at Fidelity Information Services, which is the world's largest fintech, providing technology and services for merchants, banks, and capital markets across the globe. He has held several leadership roles in FIS over the past 10 years. He was the Chief Operating Officer for Banking Solution Delivery in India and Philippines. He was the Vice President for Applications and BPO Services in India and Philippines. It is a great honor for NIE Mysuru to have Mr. Vishad Gupta amidst us.
I request Vishad Gupta to address the gathering.
ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good afternoon, everybody. I feel really honored to be part of today's event at NIE, my alma mater, alongside Her Highness Pramoda Devi Wadiyar, Maharani of Mysore, Professor R.N. Iyengar, Professor K.S. Chandrasekhar, Dr. M.S. Ranganath, Professor G.S. Suresh, and all the professors, faculty, members, staff and alumni of NIE. A special shout out to all the outgoing students of 2022 batch. Come on, give yourself a round of applause. That is what is called as the spirit of NIE. It is a great privilege for all of you to have studied in this wonderful institution, and I'm pretty sure it has prepared you in multiple ways that you probably may not recognize today. It is an exciting time to start one's career, and definitely so in India. India today has opportunities like never before across sectors and geographies. Technology is revolutionizing every aspect of our lives. There could not have been a better time for you graduates to make a difference to the lives of billions of people around India and around the world. If each of you are prepared to think big, follow your heart, and act in time with conviction, you will be rewarded. You should hold on to your goals, even if you stumble here and there, and learn your lessons. It is in this context that I want to share 5 key learnings from my journey with all of you today. The first one, chase your dreams. And in my personal experience, some of those dreams may get formed or altered during the course of time. But the key is to believe in yourself. In my case, it was all about working for the largest IT company then called TCS. And being a fresh graduate out of NIE, my view of the CS job was to do some systems and internal programming those days and write some device drivers, operating systems, etc. And guess what? Working on an LCA aircraft for a year through a small firm, I did manage to get a job in TCS. And that happened through an off-campus recruitment drive. The fundamentals I learned during my engineering days here at NIE came absolutely handy in me cracking the entrance test. This was my dream company, and I was so excited and thrilled to be at TCS. The second lesson which I learned is to do best in whatever situation you are put into. My first project was not in C, writing device drivers, compilers, no. It was a mainframe legacy technology project in COBOL. But as luck would have it, I did focus on the project assigned to me and delivered great results, prompting the leaders in TCS to have faith in me to lead a new project, and they moved me to London. See how a grim situation of this legacy technology is not the ideal work or not the ideal project, still landed me a great opportunity. So I got an opportunity to work in the European operations at TCS, and in the process, live and work in UK, Denmark, Switzerland, and post that I also got an opportunity to live in US and Brazil too. The third lesson which I learned is to develop love and passion. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And as in Steve Jobs' world, Steve Jobs, who is the founder of Apple, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. I'll repeat again. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it, keep looking. Don't settle. As with matters of heart, you will know when you find it. After my initial work stint in the technical field, I got exposed to the business and management functions at TCS. And to my surprise, I started loving it. From there on, there was no looking back. I moved quickly into client and account management functions and completely moved away from that technical world which I had thought was an ideal world for me those days. Interestingly, I started to love my work so much more that I often ended up working 24/7 during key customer deliverables. In this period of love of work, I ended up finding my love of life as well. I met my wife Anu at work, who also happens to be from Mysuru and shares a lot of common interests such as sports, dance, music, travel, etc. So love and passion should be beyond the professional life is my strong belief. In my case, passion for sports, music, travel, socializing with people ensures that each day is fun, filled with fun and excitement. We all have only one life. So live each day to its fullest is my recommendation. Fourth lesson which I learned is to surround yourself with great leaders and learn from them the art of thinking big. In my professional career, I was blessed to have an opportunity to work with many great leaders. But the one who strongly influenced me was Mr. N. Chandrasekharan, who every single day taught us to strive hard and to go beyond customer expectations. Mr. Chandra's journey from being a project leader in TCS today to become the chairman of Tata Sons is truly inspirational for me and all. I would like to add that living outside India for the first 10 years of my career definitely made me realize that returning back to India and growing with the Indian IT industry was a faster way to build one's career. The fifth and the last lesson which I learned was to build relationships at professional and personal level. I strongly believe that one needs to invest significant amount of time and energy in building strong relationships with your peers and leaders both at work and outside of work. In my case, I was hired into TCS, into Dell. I had good working relationships with the India CEO then. And interestingly, I was referred to at FIS, which is world's largest financial technology company, where I currently work and lead the India and Philippines operations by a leader whom I had worked previously both at Dell as well as at TCS. My humble call out to each one of you would be that if I from Nammauru, Mysuru and beloved Institute NI could grow reasonably well in my career, I absolutely have no doubt in my mind that in today's time, with unlimited opportunities, each one of you will make great careers in India and world and contribute to the growth of our society. So in conclusion, my personal lesson which I learned through my years of working here was that if you dream big, work hard with love and passion, learn from great leaders, build strong relationships, then sky's the limit to the personal and professional growth. Wishing you all the very best in your future endeavors. Thanking the NI Alumni Association and the managing committee. Truly humbled and honored to have had the opportunity to share some of my experiences. Wishing you all the very best. Jai Karnataka, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Vishal. I hope he has inspired you really. One person asked a madam that, what do you think of women empowerment? How do you support that? For that, the reply was, no need of empowering the women because already by default women are empowered. That was the reply given by Her Highness Pramoda Devi Wadayar for a question. Really, it's very true, and always she is ready to take the challenges. There is a list of such statements and lot is there to tell about madam, but due to shortage of time, we will play the AV and madam will speak for a few minutes. AV, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is extremely exciting to introduce Her Highness Pramoda Devi Wadayar, the Maharani of Mysore, in this esteemed moment of the day. In the great tradition of remarkable women of the Wadayar dynasty, Her Highness Pramoda Devi Wadayar has played a pivotal role in upholding the traditions and culture of the erstwhile Mysore kingdom. Maharani of Mysore is the custodian of the architectural, cultural, and heritage of the Yadu dynasty to which the Wadayars of Mysore belong. Pramoda Devi Wadayar, born on the 27th of October to Srimati Puttaratnamani and Sri Venugopalaraj Arras, Chikkaramani branch of the Bettadakote family. A science graduate from Sharada Vilas College, Mysore, she pursued her post-graduation in Hindi from the University of Mysore. On the 2nd of February 1976, she married His Highness Sri Srikantadatta Narasimharaja Wadayar, son of Maharaja Sri Jayachamaraja Wadayar and Maharani Srimati Tripura Sundaramani of Vedu dynasty, which has a past glory of over 6 centuries as rulers of Mysore kingdom. Maharani is a multifaceted personality who has astute business acumen and heads numerous business ventures. As patron and president of Sri Jayachamaraja Arasu Education Trust, she was instrumental in developing and transforming it as a successful educational institution, catering to the students from rural background and economically weaker section of the society. She is closely associated with Wadayar Center of Architecture at Mysore. In the capacity as chairperson of Sri Jayachamaraja Art Gallery Trust, Sri undertook the humongous task of restoration of Jagan Mohana Palace, a 162-year-old palace where the art gallery is housed in order to preserve the art objects and the heritage building for posterity. She has set up His Highness Sri Srikantadatta Narasimharaja Wadayar Foundation to promote heritage and culture and other areas which were close to her husband. Maharani Pramoda Devi Wadayar has also done a remarkable job as an entrepreneur. Her Highness is the chairperson and managing director of Messrs. Wadayar Investments Private Limited, Sri Venkateshwara Real Estate Enterprises Private Limited, and owns and operates a hospitality unit at Fernhill, Ooty. Proprietrix of Prakriti, which made soaps using natural ingredients such as vegetables, fruits, flowers, and sandal paste, oil for hair, and Mudga Sugandhin, an aromatic powder used as an alternative to soap, which were extremely popular only by word of mouth. She collaborated with her husband in designing silk sarees under the brand Royal House of Mysore. The signature collection designed by her were picked up before they could hit the shelf. The University of Mysore conferred on her D.Litt. Doctorate along with His Holiness Dalai Lama in 2016. Currently, she is passionately involved in restoration of Bangalore Palace, Mysore Palace, temples and shrines and a few other buildings. It is a great honor for NIE Mysuru to have Her Highness Pramoda Devi Wadayar amidst us as the chief guest.
I request Madam to address the gathering and motivate all the girl students, outgoing and as well as the faculty who are there in the college.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good afternoon to all of you. Professor R.N. Iyengar, President NI Institutions, distinguished alumni who were just honored earlier, Professor K.S. Chandrasekhar, M.S. Ranganath, and Vishad Gupta, Principal of NI, Professor Suresh, President NI Alumni Association, invitees, students, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be here to partake in this function at this beautiful Diamond Jubilee Sports Complex of NI, Mysore. We are gathered here this afternoon to bid farewell to the outgoing students. It's the day of mixed feelings, but these feelings will pass with the time. You leave with good wishes of the faculty and everyone else you were associated with, and goodwill of this exemplary institution. My congratulations to all of you. I'm sure you carry great memories of the time spent in this institution. It's a turning point in your life. You're stepping into a competent world where determination, dedication, and commitment play an important role to achieve success in whatever you set out to do. As responsible citizens, you have a duty towards your family, society, and the country. As intelligent and sensible youngsters, you have the power to influence, to make India one of the best countries to live in, particularly at the time when many are leaving the country to settle elsewhere. We are proud to be Indians, having grown up with values, advocating respect and restraint under extreme circumstances. I'm sure you uphold these values and set an example for the next generation. I wish you all the best, and may you all fare well and accomplish your goals and dreams. Felicitation to achievers is a noble thought and part of our culture. I'm happy to know that eminent personalities who have been distinguished alumni of the institutions were celebrated today, and for their contribution, invaluable contributions in their respective fields. I extend my best wishes to them. They've asked me to speak about the faculty, and I don't need to speak about the faculty because NI is known to have one of the best faculty team and one of the best students, and then I've always and as a student of Sharda Vilas, I have visited for some competitions or the other. From those days, we used to admire this institution and hope the institution does well. And my best wishes to the institution to grow more and more, and help the students to get better prospects and get better this thing in their life. Lastly, I thank the Alumni Association and the NI institution for inviting me to on this occasion, and I wish the association the best wishes for all the future events, and thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. If everything was fine, you would have spent your precious 4 years of your lifetime in the college campus. But due to the pandemic, COVID-19, you are not able to spend your full 4 years of your student life in the campus. But still, it did not hinder your learning process, where you could attend your theory classes, labs, seminars, projects, all the activities, even the AICTE activities also you were able to complete without any problem. And you have come to a stage where you have completed the 8th semester also and waiting for the degree to be awarded from the portals of NIE. So you are ready to be the graduates from NIE portal. Due to shortage of time, we have taken only 3 names to give your feedback about your journey at NIE, about your department, and you can share your experiences. I call Ms. Dharitri from Computer Science Department to give her feedback.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we all know, we have gathered here for our farewell, and I would like to start by thanking everyone for this opportunity to share my experience here. Since my first year in college, every day has been a different feeling for me. Sometimes there were ups and sometimes down, but had constantly had a teaching moment, and that taught us what college is all about. People may think that college is only for education of the literary kind, but my teachers always made sure that college is for education of the fullest degree to make one a well-rounded individual. Be it cultural fests, technical tasks, technical talks, academic or non-academic activities, our entire department, including the teaching and the non-teaching staff, have always supported and guided us. We were not only made industry ready through their lectures and labs and syllabus, but also a better person with confidence and kindness who's ready to go out and explore the world. I would like to thank them for the constant support and love that they have bestowed upon us. I learned a lot of things ranging from the books we studied to the projects we did. Our department lectures ensured that these 4 years have molded us into the people we are now, as we are about to enter the society and career life as responsible citizens. My teachers have huge contributions in my life. If I'm standing here as a confident person and talking to you all, for which I always will be grateful for them. On an ending note, I feel sad for having to leave, but thanks to the teachers here, they made sure that even if we had to leave NIE, NIE will always stay with us in our memories. Thank you.
Thank you, Dharitri. I request Balchandar from Information Science Department to give his feedback.
Good afternoon, everyone. To all the respected dignitaries, to all my teachers and my fellow students. So I'm here to summarize my 4 years journey in a 2-minute speech. So if I'm rushing, please be with me. So as ma'am has said, I'm from ISC department. So being in ISC department, it always felt like being in a family. We had a lot of workshops, tech talks, like paper presentation, everything, like all the academic stuff. But even in the non-academic wise, we always had the support of all the teachers, like technical teaching and non-teaching staff. So even though, like, as every one of you have completed your projects and everything, you would have noticed that you would have a constant guidance from all your teachers, the funds provided by NI colleges and all the resources provided by the college. So even not only normal classes as well, so the teachers were very helpful in organizing industry level classes so that you could learn better. So not even the pandemic could stop the teachers from better equipping various other methods to teachers and use various means to explain the topics as well. So we would have heard in the school days that college will be different. That teachers are just going to explain their part and yeah, that's it. But I never felt that. So I really felt that like teachers over here took extra effort, like cleared all the doubts and everything, stayed past their time in the colleges and teaching everything and all that. So in a nutshell, from a first induction event of attending classes, yoga classes, joining clubs, participating in the fests, and not bunking any classes for sure, we have learned a lot, and I want to thank all the teachers, friends who were a great support along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Balchandra. Malavika Prakash from Civil Department will give the feedback about her department on behalf of all the students.
Good afternoon, everyone. As ma'am was telling, I'm part of Civil Department. I'm here representing all my friends from 2022 batch of Civil Engineering. First of all, I would like to thank all our teaching staffs, our lecturers. I have to tell that we had a bunch of experienced and dynamic set of teachers who pushed us through thick and thin to find our total potential. Also, I would like to thank our non-teaching staff for their constant support. Our department has conducted several events which bridge the gap between the theoretical knowledge and practical experiences. Some of them are IOP, Industrial Outreach Program, wherein we got to do our we got to mark the site with the guidance of the engineers themselves. Along with that, survey camps has been conducted every year, wherein we get to interact with the village people directly and get to know their problems and do accordingly. Equal opportunity was given to each of us from the department to excel. We have been conducting our fest called Aakar, which is a stage to showcase our talent. Also, it provided us an exposure to different projects on international level. Adding to it, we as civil students has done a lot of paper presentation on state, national and international levels. I also want to mention about the placement that happened this year. This year we have reached around 50 people in the placement, and especially in core, the companies like L&T, TCA and Brigade, many of us have got placed, and all of this happened mainly because our department support. So I would like to thank the civil department on behalf of all the students of civil engineering. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Malavika. Now I request Dr. M.S. Ranganath, President of NIEMC, also the President of today's function, to give his presidential remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Chief guest of the day, Her Highness Pramodi Devi Vadia. Guests of honor, Professor R.N. Iyengar, Professor K.S. Chandrasekhar, Mr. Vishad Gupta. Our own principal, Mrs. Rohini Nagapadma. Professor G.S. Suresh, alumni, NIAA, students, dignitaries here, the press. I deem it an honor to address you all today. Alumni, actually, the students part a big wealth to the college. And you would have realized how NIE has been in the forefront with all the distinguished alumni recognizing themselves all over the world. And today, it's been a great day for you people to pass out of the portals of NIE and come back in flying colors, and I'm sure you will also, like how the alumni Vishad Gupta was trying to mention about the 5 goals, what he had followed and what you should follow, and try to dream something big, like what Vivekananda said, dream big. And that dream will become a reality. And probably as students, you would have built something, dreamt something, and then probably you will realize it someday. And to meet and be a part of the big alumni, I really remember my founder of the college, Padma Shri, Dr. T.M.A. Pai, who used to say that it's just not enough for you to join the institution. You should give back. And that is what you need to actually have in your mind when you become alumni. And Suresh has already given you an incentive for you to become a life member, and it's up to you people to join the Alumni Association and come back maybe after a few years and see for yourself what you have done for the institution. Thank you very much and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Mohan Rao, Secretary of NIEAA, will propose vote of thanks.
Chief guest of the day, Rajamata Pramoda Devi Vadiyar, Maharani of Mysore. Thank you very much for your time, madam, to be the guest for this day's function. May I now request Dr. M.S. Ranganath to give a memento to Rajamata.
It is the bust of Vadayar Shrikanta Datta.
Dr. M.S. Ranganath, Presiding Officer, President NIE and Managing Committee, thank you, sir, for your time attending this function. We have the alumni and our teachers as the honored members. Dr. R.N. Iyengar, thank you, sir, for your time. Dr. K.S. Chandrasekhar, our teacher and professor, and dear friend Bishad, for your time in the college. Thank you very much for your inspiring words. Principal Dr. Rohini Nagapadma, Dr. J.S. Suresh, MC members, faculty, alumni members, all the students. Thanks for your time and your presence in the morning's farewell function. Thank you one and all.
I request dignitaries and all students to join for lunch. Meanwhile, you will have an entertainment program from the student side. And I also request you to go to registration desk and become members by paying 250 rupees. Thank you very much. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Ananda. I call Arya to take over the stage and continue with the events.
Ma'am, lunch will be inside, ma'am. Lunch is inside. ಬನ್ನಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರೆಂಜ್. All students, please kindly pay attention. The lunch will be organized inside the DJB, so please wait for a while. While you have your lunch, we will also have the cultural performances by the students of NIE. So please come here to support them and cheer them up.